like a cigarette? No, we don't want that. A brief history of tobacco. At the end of my speech, the audience will understand a brief history behind the revolution of tobacco. We will go through how it was first used up until how we know it today. We all know the health risks associated with tobacco. However, could you imagine smoking a cigar with hopes and dreams of curing an ailment? No, me neither. Let's begin with Christopher Columbus's first encounter. In 1492, October 15th, the American Indians gave Christopher Columbus dried tobacco leaves. Soon after this, it was taken back to Europe, and it was grown all throughout Europe after that. Now, in 1571, a Spanish doctor named Nicolas Menardez wrote a book on the history of medicinal plants. And within this book, it was said that tobacco could cure 36 different illnesses. During the 1600s, tobacco was so popular that it was frequently used as currency. It was as good as gold. This is also when some of the dangerous side effects were noted. In 1610, Sir Francis Bacon stated how hard it was to quit this bad habit. Now, in 1632, it was made illegal to smoke in public in Massachusetts, but this had nothing to do with the health risks. It was because of how society viewed smoking, and for my opinion, they must have frowned upon it. Now, we were informed of the beginning of tobacco. Let's go to where it grew popularity. Between the Revolutionary War and World War II is when the industry grew, the tobacco industry grew. We'll start with the Revolutionary War, and we'll go through there up until World War II. Tobacco was used to finance the Revolutionary War. It was used as collateral when the French were financing the Americans. And now, around this time, more scientists are starting to understand the chemicals that are in tobacco and the dangerous health effects it produces. In 1826, the pure form of nicotine was discovered, and it was noted it was a dangerous poison. In 1836, New Englander Samuel Green stated that tobacco was an insecticide, saying it was a poison and can kill a man. No good. In 1847, 11 years after, famous Philip Morris is established, selling hand-rolled Turkish cigarettes. Cigarettes in the US around this time were mainly the scraps after other tobacco products, such as chewing tobacco, which was very popular in the American West with the cowboys. In 1875, R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company, better known as Reynolds Wrap Aluminum, was established to produce chewing tobacco. It wasn't until the 1900s that cigarettes really grew in popularity. However, in 1901, cigars still outnumbered them, selling 6 million cigars, 3.5 million cigarettes. 1902, the British Philip Morris sets out to New York, starts advertising his brand that we all know, Marlboro. Cigarettes exploded during World War I, being branded as the soldier's smoker. In World War II, they were put into the soldiers' ration boxes along with food and other necessities. During this time, tobacco companies sent millions of cigarettes over there. So by the time the soldiers came back, they had loyal customers. As you can see, there was a tremendous growth in this period of time for the tobacco industry. Now, tobacco as we know it today. 1964, the Surgeon General published Smoking and Health. This report assisted the government in regulating tobacco. The 1960s in general were when the health hazards were noted about tobacco. Health warnings were popping up on cigarette cartons. A warning such as this: smoking kills, quit now. During the 1980s, there were many lawsuits filed against the tobacco companies, saying that they knew that their products were harmful. In recent years, there's a growing number of evidence stating that the industry knew the product was harmful. There is also evidence that they knew nicotine was addictive and exploited this, getting people hooked on this dangerous habit. Now, we know the history behind tobacco. We saw it grew. It started out from curing ailments to growth during the war. Fortunately, we now know the health hazards associated with tobacco. And if anyone would like to reference this, Boston Medical University Center, some great information where I got a lot of this from. Very interesting. Thank you very much.